Hello and good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Kimberly Bensenders here with another episode of Trauma Recovery. Today, we're going to take a look at a couple different things. We're just coming out of Memorial Day, and I want you to think about what that means. Memorial is really thinking about things that have happened in your past, things that have happened that require us to stay focused. Now, I know that the National Memorial Day is to honor those that have fallen in sacrifice of the service of our country, and we are very, very grateful for that sacrifice. And to the families that remain, we say thank you for allowing your person to help us genuinely. For those military service members who are still serving or who have served that did come home successfully, thank you again for your service. Although grateful that you're not a fallen comrade, we are indeed grateful for everything you've done. Today, however, we are going to take a look at how we think and process trauma a little different. Today, I want to talk about how we can reduce negative emotions and stop negative thinking. Now, this is going to be a broader scoped topic, and we're going to dig deeper into it. But today I want to start off by talking about negative emotions. Well, what are negative emotions? Well, it kind of encompasses a spectrum of a lot of different feelings that evoke discomfort, distress, unease with an individual, with self. It could focus on anger, sadness, fear, anxiety, guilt, frustration, or a response to any type of internal or external stimuli. It can manifest in ways that will cause us to feel perceived threats. Even if it's from the past, it may feel still felt unsafety. I don't feel safe in my own skin or in this particular situation. It can evoke past experiences coming back to right now. It could be evoked by unmet expectations or even challenging circumstances. There are ways to reduce negative emotions. We're going to kind of talk about those today. Some of those ways to reduce them, and when I say all these, I want to make sure that you understand. I know this is not a one-stop shop and you can't just get healed from a video, but this is just a way to start you thinking about these things. So some of the ways that you can reduce negative emotions are you identify and acknowledge the emotions. One of the things people will always talk about with me is they'll always see me with these emotions wheels. I have them everywhere. Well, not just as a therapist do I need to have them everywhere, but we need to start promoting how to acknowledge our emotions. Right, wrong, or indifferent, our emotions are ours. And what that is an acknowledgement to what's taking place. It is our self-awareness guide to say what's taking place with us. So the first thing we need to do is learn how to identify and acknowledge emotions. Let me first start off by saying this. Women are not emotional. It's an old theme, right? An old wives' tale. Now there's a lot of men going, yeah, they are. No, they're not. All humans are emotional. We all have the ability to connect to emotions at any one given time. Women might be relational. We relate to memory, sights, smells, dates. We associate things, so we are relational. All humans are emotional, which means you have the ability to think and feel any way you want to, male or female, doesn't matter. Okay? Now, with this feeling wheel, you need to be able to acknowledge what it is that you're thinking and feeling at any one given time. And they can be totally opposites. DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, suggests lots of things, but one of them that says you can have two extreme things happening at one time. For instance, you go to a funeral, you can be very sad that your loved one is no longer with us, but you can also be happy of the times that you had together, happy it wasn't you, happy you've got a second chance at life, even excited about the future now that might get rejuvenated. Okay, you can have two opposite extremes. Doesn't mean you're crazy. And here's what often gets thrown out: somebody might be bipolar if they're feeling two things so opposite. That doesn't mean that. It's okay to have whatever array of emotions that you want, but learn how to identify and acknowledge them. Okay, you need to also remember that some other ways to reduce negative emotions is learn how to practice mindfulness and meditation. So we're going to do just a really quick one. Okay, so I want you to sit back in your chair and I want you just to relax for a moment. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Blow it out. Let's do it again. Before you open your eyes again, I just want you to be real quiet. Quiet enough to listen to the sounds around you. Mentally identify what those sounds are and where they're coming from. Feel the heartbeat inside of you. Feel the sensations on your skin or on your bottom as you sit in the chair, your feet as they're inside of your shoe or as they're sitting on the floor. Continue to take that deep breath in and out. Now I want you to take into account, how do I feel in this moment? How do I feel? Right, wrong, or indifferent? How do I feel? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? This is mindfulness. Kind of taking a little bit of stock of how I'm feeling or thinking inside, outside, sensory awareness, what's taking place around me, what do I hear, see, feel? All of those things are like that. You can take it a step further and do meditation exercises, and we'll do some of those a bit later in another video to be able to kind of show you how to do that. Physical exercise is another way to reduce negative emotions. Taking a walk. My husband and I are joining a challenge. We're going to do the 40-40, right? We're going to do the 40 miles in 40 days for us to just do a connection and bonding, but to not just randomly do something, but doing things with a purpose, right? Doing a mindful exercise for togetherness, for our spirituality, the connectedness, for physical exercise, for us to be in tune with our environment, just that awareness for us, that physical exercise is also a way for us to reduce any negatives in our lives. The next one, don't tell anybody, but it's like my favorite thing to do, it's journaling. Yeah, you can journal. It's not just a chick thing, I promise. If you were listening a couple weeks ago, Matthew McConaughey, the man's man, right? He's really promoting journaling in men and showing how cathartic and really helpful it can be. The other thing is you need to be able to have some creative outlets. Do you play guitar? Do you paint? Do you sing? I'm not going to sing for you. I don't want to. I don't want to break the camera. But I want you to try to utilize creative outlets. What is it for you that gives you that rejuvenation? And the last one, just a shameless little plug, talk to someone. Talk to a counselor, talk to a therapist, talk to a friend. These are ways that you can reduce negative emotions. Deep breathing, relaxation techniques. Another thing that you really can do that a lot of people don't do enough focus on is eliminating or minimizing your exposure to negativity and negative triggers. There are some people in your lives that when you're done, you're like, they're so taxing, and I feel just like my whole day is spent whenever I'm in their presence. You can minimize that exposure to that person, because remember, that is a way for you to help preserve the things in you that you want to keep. It can help to keep you from going into negative emotional patterns. You also need, you hear me preach this all the time, to have more self-compassion and self-care for you. And it's really, really important. You need to understand there's a lot of benefits to reducing negative emotions. It improves your cognitive function. It reduces stress and anxiety. And in this day and age, we need that, right? It also enhances resilience. You are stronger than you think. You really, really are. It increases your emotional awareness. It helps to foster better relationships, and it enhances your emotion regulation. The physical health pieces and benefits, it strengthens your immune system. It helps to improve your sleep patterns. It lowers risks of chronic illnesses. There are also social impacts when you reduce your negative emotions. You have a more positive influence on other people. Look, if you don't know who the negative ninny is in your social group, might be you. So So we want to try to eliminate that, right? So try to shift and change that attitude. It also helps you to resolve conflict, and it helps you to be a contributing member to your community. It'll increase work productivity and leadership skills and creates better decision making. So, the reality is we talked a lot about the reducing negative emotions, but you need to also consider stopping the negative thinking. There's a thing called ANTS, A-N-T, automatic negative thoughts. Do you ever automatically think, yeah, right, and you start with the cynicism, or you already start just disputing whatever someone says, or the person just comes around the corner, you're like, oh, here we go, and you automatically start thinking a certain kind of way. For instance, all of us have the devices, right? If somebody sends you a text in all caps, why are they yelling at me? You can't hear them anyway audibly on here unless they send you an audio message. We're assuming that all caps means yelling. Why do we have to assume that? Why isn't it just the caps lock was on? I want you to learn how to dispute those negative thoughts. What's the factual evidence that supports you automatically going there, right? You are able to overcome your negative thoughts. You also need to recognize the common signs of negative thinking. That's an internal chatter, that internal automatic play button that we have, or replaying the events, and it's constant over and over and over with the negative imagery, events, the conversations with people. Another sign that you're in negative thinking is you're suspicious, you're cynical, sarcastic. No, there's a gift in sarcasm. Queen of it, 101, right? But you'll also notice, though, that you'll focus only on those negative aspects with people. The other is we start to gossip. Now, fellas, let me just tell you, it is a sheer rumor that only women are gossipy. 'Tis not true. There's a lot of gossip going on. That's a negative as well. And then one of the other signs that you have negative thinking is we fear the worst. Doom and gloom. Everything is, oh my goodness, right? We've got to get out of that conceptual. So, real quickly, how do you stop negative thinking? One, you come to a level of acceptance. That'll be helpful. You shift and change your mental attitude. You analyze your thoughts closely. When you see a negative thought coming into your mind, ask yourself, is this real or imaginary? Now, when you're feeling things, those feelings are very real for you. But is it based on fact, irrefutable fact, not how you feel, not how you analyze it, okay? You need to counter those negative thoughts with words and actions that specifically show that you are not in that negative conceptual anymore. You need to learn how to live in the moment. There's an amazing book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. A phenomenal resource to help you stay focused right here and now. That'll also help you overcome those. Resolve past issues. That's going to be huge to overcoming negative thoughts. Yes, you can still address the past if that person is still there. If your person you can't connect to, or it's an unhealthy way to resolve it, there's ways that you can resolve it in the now. Myself or other licensed professionals can help you with all different types of therapeutic techniques to be able to help you with that. That is something you're going to need to do and learn how to resolve past issues. You also need to learn how to express gratitude, seek positivity, open your mind for a purpose. Learn how to meditate in the moment. It is critically important that if you are suffering from negative thinking, that you will put some of this advice to good use, even if it's just a few techniques at a time. If you need help, reach out. Really excited to continue to bring these videos to you. If I can ever be of service, please reach out. Our organization is called It's Up to You, and we are excited. Again, I'm Dr. Kimberly Benson Durst. Have a good day.